Content disclaimer. The views, comments, and opinions expressed by guest speakers or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teachers, scholarship, education, and research. For fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringed. Oh, love to love you, baby. 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 What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up? Let me clear my throat. Have mercy, babe. I hope you don't mind. Let me clear my mother flipping throat. Lord mercy. What's up, family? How you doing? It's your brother King Simon. Man. Got my Kente do-rag on with my with my numerovational magi thing here. So how y'all feeling? First of all, today is October the 18th. Happy birthday to Neo. What up, Neo? Today is Neo's birthday. Yeah, today is also Jean-Claude Van Damme. Martial artist Jean-Claude Van Damme's birthday also. So big up to Jean-Claude Van Damme. Jean-Claude Van Damme. And today is Neo's birthday. Yesterday was Eminem's birthday. Interesting enough. Big up to Eminem. One of the greatest white rappers, European rappers in the world. Big up to him. And tomorrow is going to be Sri Master Gano Grill's birthday. So big up to Sri Master Gano Grill's born day. Very, very, very interesting topic today, which I will more than likely share on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter after this. Don't ever give up on you. Everyone has their ups and downs, but don't ever give up on you. And I'm glad that I'm doing it on a personal number 18 day, which is a number 9. Because 9 is the number of completion and seeing things to its completion. In my book, Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated, it says of the number 9, it says completion and universality. The simplicity of those born on the 9th, the 18th, or the 27th of the month are considered considered a number 9 connected to Mars. The completion on the number chart, the number of completeness and love. The number 9 are in love with love, but don't get on their bad side, because just as much as they can show their warmth as the last of the fire numbers on the chart, they can also show their anger. That's the number 9 energy. And I said more, but in numerology, the number 9, or if 9 shows up in your chart, that is one of the numbers of straight up haters. You always have to be mindful of straight haters, people that are straight up hateful to you, and they don't even know why. Some of them don't even know why they don't like you. Some of them don't even know why they don't like you, And people born on the 9th or the 18th or the 27th of the month always have to be careful of haters. But there are every number. If you read my book, Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated. Every number can attract low vibration or the downs of it, and every number can attract the ups of it. Every number. But the primary numbers of haters, number 9 is got to be very mindful of straight up in their face haters, because number 9 is one of the numbers that are connected to the planetary energy of Mars, and Mars can be a warring energy. But on the other side, or the other hand of it, Mars can be a very the Mars energy also comes with a lot of passion and what they put themselves in. That they're the person that will fight for love, not just for war. There's a duality to that Mars energy also. That's why Aries shares the Mars-Aries energy, just like the sign of Scorpio, according to their studies, according to what has been taught over the years. Scorpio and Aries share the same planet, both one on a positive and a negative. Both the positive and negative have their own positive and negative. But I stay with the numbers, because anywhere on the planet that you deal with numbers, you can understand the patterns, cycles, and sequence of things in life. Another number that deals with haters is the number 4. So the two primary numbers of haters is the number 9 and the number 4. So people born on the 4th, the 13th, 22nd, or the 31st of the month have to be careful of secret haters, unbeknownst to them, because it's a secret. Where 9 deals with straight up haters, straight to their face. 11, and most of the, if not most of the master numbers, but primary master numbers like 11 and 22 and 33 have to be very mindful of haters also, but their hatred comes from the deception, people that are deceiving of them, especially the number 11. 11 deals with deception. On the other side, treachery from other people. So if you're born on the 11th or born on the 29th of the month, because 2 and 9 equals 11, you always got to be very careful of people that might be treacherous or devious or deceptive to you. 22, because it's connected to the number 4 on a minor level, that 4 deals with that secret hater. But 22, sometimes they don't know where the hate comes from because they're not even paying attention to the hate until it's too late. Usually the 22, they're not paying attention to the late hate until it's too late. 33, because they are what we call in certain systems of numbers, the Christ anointed energy. When 33 shows up in your point, whatever went with Christ, whatever went with that Christ energy of the past, it can be a part of that person that has that 33 in their chart. Because 33 is such a healing and such a master number of healing and higher expectation of people and human beings. 33s, 22s, and 11s usually give people the benefit of the doubt. Benefit of the doubt. That's what they do. And many other the single numbers, I can get into the single numbers also, but those particular master numbers give people the benefit of the doubt. And people born on the 9th, the 18th, and the 27th can give people the benefit of the doubt because 9 that it equates to, 9 is the number of higher vibration, humanitarian and service. So you don't believe sometimes in your growth as a child, you naturally give your love, and you don't believe no one can actually want to hurt you because of love, because sometimes the 9 gives their love. And the 6 gives their love naturally. So even if you're born in the 6th month, or you're born under the 16, or you're born on the 6th of the month, or you're born on the 24th of the month, or you're born on the, you know what I'm saying, and the 15th of the month, they give love naturally. So there's a lot of natural, each number have their way of showing their love, where number 1s might be direct and to the point. Number 2s might be a little bit more compassionate and balanced with us, compassionate with their love and wanting to see the partnership. Number 3 wants to be a little bit more happy and jovial and express themselves through love. 4 is more a little bit methodical and more structured and more organized with how they want to love. It's like with a number 4, with a number 4, everything has to be right. Everything has to be in order. Even the love making, has to be, in order. Number 5, they want to show the freedom. They want to be free in their love making. That's why sometimes the number 5 can go down illicit acts of sex. They can choose homosexual. They could be heterosexual. They might even be bisexual. They might even be trisexual. That's the number 5, especially if you have a lot of 5s in your chart. 6s are more family orientated with their love, that they want to produce. They want to make sure that they build family with their love. 7, people born under that 7 energy, they're more spiritual with it. They're very more spiritual, but when you get them in that, and when you get them in it, you better look out for them 7s. That's the people born on the 7th, 16th, and the 25th of the month. And the number 8 is similar to the number 4, where they need structure, but if they're not, they have to also put in order for them to get out. So if they're going to make love to you, people born under, it has to be of some type of reasoning. And people born under that number 8, because 8 is a financial number, but also 8 shows that it's about finance and romance also. It has to be balanced. So they're more than likely going to want to make a business or create a business with their partner. 9, again, is that humanitarian love, that number of completion. And you better, a 9 needs to a nine needs to ejaculate. They need to release. If they're not ejaculating, they better injaculate, because it's also 5 and 9 are highly sexual numbers. And also the number 6 can be very highly sexual numbers. And if you have 6 in your chart, let's say you're born in the 6th month, or you're born with the number 16, you can be highly magnetized with sex and balance and love and all that kind of stuff. So in my book, Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated, I talk about the simplicity of numbers and the complication of numbers. So why the theme of today's of today's broadcast is don't ever give up on you. Everyone goes through their ups and downs. You are all energy. And why numbers and astrology and these different modalities reveal themselves is because a lot of us have lost our way, to the point that some people have given up in the past. Some people are on the verge of giving up on relationships, giving up on themselves, giving up on their children, giving up. There have been people that have taken out their life even while they had children, or has hurt themselves even though they have children that they say they love. But yet they decide to do a heinous act of leaving those child and not realizing that children are going to struggle with that throughout their life. And I don't ever want anyone to give up on their life. That's like punking out, because we don't realize that we all go through ups and downs. Some of us go through higher ups, some people go through lower downs than other people. But there's always a shining light. But if your mind is inundated with just the negative, then you will stay on that negative, travel with that negative, move with that negative, and then that negative energy will keep you on a downward spiral. I had a friend of mine who took his life. And that's why I wrote the book. He was one of the reasons why I wrote the book, Numerovation for Mental Stability. He was one of the reasons why I wrote this book, Numerovation for Mental Stability, a numerovational guide to recognizing mental instability. Great brother when we were younger, became a captain in the Nation of Islam, very good in dealing with men and bringing structure and discipline, very good at organizing when we were younger. And he became part of my team I introduced him to the Nation of Islam. And he became part of my propagation team in Canada for the nation. His name is Clifford, and his Muslim name was Khalifa. Became a captain in Montreal also. But he was born on the 13th, which is a number 4. He was born on the 13th. And the number 13, which is a 4, in my book is one of the primary numbers of mental instability, and also have to maintain mental stability. So because he was born on that number, that vibration followed him throughout his life, but there's a way to offset those vibrations of the negative parts if you, especially if you're born under that number 13 energy. So this is what he did before he took his life. He jumped off of a bridge in Canada. This is what he did. Listen to this. He calls his child's mother and tells the child's mother to tell his daughter that daddy loves her. I don't know the rest of the conversation, but that's what I heard. Before he left his house, because he was apparently living or staying with his mother or whatever he was doing, or visiting his mother, he was about to go out late that night, and his mother asks him, "Where you going?" You know, his mother's very inquisitive. I know his mother, very, very inquisitive woman, very strong woman. She raised her children to be strong people. She was very strong. She is a very strong woman. Raised them to be strong people. But he before he leaves the house, the mother asks, where are you going? This is the story that I heard. And he said, I'm going out. So she says, when are you coming back? He says, I'm not coming back. That was it. And left the house. Now, this brother, after he left the Nation of Islam, apparently got into smoking weed, got into needing different medicines to maintain his bipolarism or tripolarism. This brother that he was also the best man to in my wedding from my second marriage. Also the best man. I want to make you know that this brother was close to me. So he reached out to me probably a year ago about some money because he wanted to do something. Sent him the money, and he took a little time to get it back to me, but he did get it back to me. But one thing about us in the Nation of Islam at that time, because he had already left the nation, but he knows that one thing about the Nation of Islam, we really cherish our word. That's why our word, most of the time, we talk about this mention, our word is bond and our bond is life. That's what we used to say to each other. And many people say, word is bond, word is bond, word is bond. There's a whole thing with that word is bond. When you say word is bond, when you hear brothers and sisters saying word is bond, word is bond, word is bond, there's a whole thing that goes with that word. It's not complete. Word is bond. Bond is life. And I shall give my life until I shall give my life if my word shall fail. That is basically the breakdown of that saying, word is bond. People like to say word is bond and don't realize how deep that particular saying. Our word is bond and bond is life. That's what it says. And we shall give our life if our word shall fail, if our word fails. That is the complete saying of it. I mean, do I have the lessons? I have the lessons, but I have to dig for it. I don't even want to go there. Our word is bond. Bond is life. And we shall give our life before our word shall fail. Now, back to that point where my brother Khalifa, the late Khalifa, borrows money. He doesn't return it to me in the timely fashion like he said he was. I got a little upset because I know that I needed it. Maybe he didn't know, but I did tell him, look, just make sure you get it back to me. Boom, 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 bap. He got it back to me a little late. I had to call him to get it or check on him. And I guess he got upset. And he we kind of burned bridges from there. And I found out that he was burning bridges with a lot of people in Montreal, Canada, or throughout Canada. He was burning bridges from a lot of people. So it's ironic that he burned bridges then decided to jump off of one. It's ironic. I'm not saying anything, but it's ironic that he burned bridges with everybody. And usually that's what a potential suicide victim does. They burn bridges with the friends and family and all that kind of stuff around them so they don't have no one to actually go to confide in. And then they do something to themselves. That's, from my perspective, that's what happened. He burned bridges with my cousin is the one basically that introduced us when we was younger, before I even became Muslim. Since we was children, since we was in our teenagers, we knew each other. So why I'm saying don't give up on you, because if he would at least reflect on what he has around him and what power he had within himself, he wouldn't have done that act of taking his life by jumping off of a bridge after he's burned bridges. if he would have, instead of depending on synthetic drugs and marijuana to take him away from this world, he should have went to therapy. My brother should have went to therapy. I'm not taking anybody on this live, so please do not request any live. I'm not taking anyone on this live. So don't ever give up on you. Find other modalities that can help you to bring you to you. That's why I do Numerovation, and that's why I wrote this book. Numerovation for mental stability for the world to have. Because in the book, yes, I give you the constructive and I give you the destructive meaning of each number. But remember on the bottom what it says. It's a numerovational guide to recognizing mental instability and staying motivated. So the brother was a catalyst. He was one of the catalysts for me to write that book. Because it was two of them born on the 13th that took their life. And then the first one, the sister, she was born January 13th. She texts everybody and say, I'm tired of this. And then she shuts down her phone. Nobody knows where she is. Only people know that where she's living in Connecticut or somewhere. By the time they got to her, she already took her life. She don't want to hear from nobody. Blah, 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 blah. This is what they do. This is what they do. And it could be very dangerous. And people don't know how it affects others, how you could affect your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your children, your aunts, your uncles, your friends around you. So in certain cases, suicide can be a very selfish act. Very selfish act. But yet, in history, some men or women had to commit suicide to avoid being caught by the enemy or telling the secrets of their tribes or their nation. Certain people had to do it. In Japan, I know it's called a certain way. I forgot what it's called, but they stick a knife up in their chest and pull up. Done. If they're going to avoid capture or being interrogated, they'd rather do it to themselves. I'm sorry to hear that, Phoenix. I'm just saying. Number 4 is one of the primary numbers in my book. Number 4 in numerology is one of the primary numbers. So wherever 4 shows up, in order for you to navigate through those primary numbers that may lead to mental disorder or mental instability, you have to use the positive interpretation of the number 4, 7, 8, 5, and 3, which are in my book, the primary numbers of mental health. Please share this with people that you might feel that are going through it. I'm not going to be here too long, and I will upload it to my YouTube channel. I will upload it to my YouTube channel. So don't ever give up on you. You, in this dispensation of time, is the most important entity to people around you that care about you. Because funerals can be a very sad moment, especially if you've taken your own existence. And I don't subscribe to the Catholic belief that you're going to go directly to hell and all that kind of stuff. I don't subscribe to that. But more than likely, you'll have to come back here if you abruptly take your own life. Now, I do subscribe to reincarnation because I've seen remnants of it in my own family, in my own children, in my own grandchildren. I've seen remnants of it. And I'm not totally in understanding of it, but I also see remnants of it in numerology. When people do a numerovational session with me, I can see what you may have came back to clear up. according to the study of numerology, when many numerologists have done it. So when you do a session with me, just be mindful of not depending on me to take you out of your mental disorder. If you have a lot of 4s or have a lot of 7s or have a lot of 8s or have a lot of 5s or 3s. Now 5 and 3 are at the bottom of the totem pole only because 5 and 3 deals with nerve numbers. They're nervous numbers. So if you let people and things get on your nerve, then the nervous issue can lead to depression. So it's really at the bottom of the totem pole when in actuality, the 4, 7, and 8 has to be very mindful of what they accept in their mind. Everyone has their ups and downs. Every quote unquote good person, every quote unquote evil person, every quote unquote gender have their ups and downs. Even every animal, every insect has their ups and downs. They go through their struggles. Do you think it's not a struggle for a spider to get their nests knocked down or their webs knocked down by human beings or whatever, or birds or whatever? And then they got to go and rebuild again, although it's their natural instinct to go rebuild and do their spider thing. Do you think it's not a struggle for the ant to go and pick up certain things and then want to break it down? But they're so innately connected to what they have to do, they just do it naturally. Everyone goes through their ups and downs. It's just that the animal kingdom or the insect kingdom, they're just going on their own program. They're just moving on their own program. They get things done. Bees do their thing. Some of them get eaten, some of them get attacked, some of them get killed by rain, snowstorm. They go through their ups and downs. It's the humans that go through their ups and downs and think that it's all over. You know what I'm saying? Think that it's all over. I am a testimony that it isn't over because I went through it 3 times in my life, different intervals of my life. And the first time it went through is at my 8 years of age. Another time I thought about it was in my 20s, going towards my 30s. And the last time I thought about it was in my 30s, going towards my 40s. And that was it. Never thought about taking this precious person off this planet again. So don't ever give up on you, because there's other people in your circle and your cipher that relies on you. You might have children. You might have 1 child or 2 child. If you got 6 children, there's a whole lot. But doing it to yourself is selfishness, especially when you know you have family and children. Now, there's some people that will do that because maybe they was adopted and they don't know where their mommy and daddy was. Maybe they don't have no brothers and sisters. All of their brothers and sisters might have transitioned. There's a lot of scenarios. But at the end of the day, if you really look in the mirror of who you are and what possibilities you have to offer to the world. Big up to Dr. Shakira Moore. She's in the building. What's up? And all the opportunities. You can lose a whole bunch of people. Mom, dad, father, all that. You can lose a whole bunch of people. But those hard lessons can be some beautiful lessons and blessings for all the people if you decide to journal them and put them out, or if you decide to flip it and help other people get through it. So everyone has their ups and downs. I have my, as much as I smile and I like to show my 32 teeth, them. I have my ups and downs, but I always learn to offset it with either looking into my book, and I'll look in my book objectively. I look at it like I read my own book like it wasn't me that wrote it. That's how deep I get into reading. I read my own books like it wasn't me. Even this book right here. Sometimes I got to go right back into this book, that first book that I wrote, to remind me of my promotional abilities, to bring people together. I have to read this book. No promotion is bad promotion. Just spell my name right. That was the original title. But it's now, the second title was No Promotion is Bad Promotion. All publicity is good publicity. Just spell my name right. But the original title, before I revise it, is No Promotion is Bad Promotion. Just spell my name right. Sometimes I have to read and remember the things that I did. The Dr. Sebi events. Remember the things and the people that I've met and worked with. The Queen of Fools, the Frances Cress Welsing, the people that I've met, Dr. Ben. These things remind me. My own book remind me. The reggae artists that I've dealt with. The Toots and the Maytals. The guy who sang, I do anything. Mr. Morgan. Steel Pulse. The people that I've worked with. I have to remember Third World. I have to look in my own Mint Condition, the brother from Mint Condition. I have to look in my Leon, the actor. I have to remember who I worked with in the past. I looked at the Marleys. I've worked with the Marleys, the Marley family, Rita Marley. I've worked with the brothers. I have to sometimes read my own books so I don't give up. I remember what I did in the past and what I can still do in the future. My own book reminded me, and this book is a motivational journey of promotion. This is not just something to read about promotion. This book helped to motivate you. Get this book on Amazon or go through my link tree. This book is a motivational book of promotion and how to promote yourself. And I tell my story from my perspective. I got all my sometimes I have to look at it so I can see my children and remind myself of my children that I have and the beautiful women that I had made these children. I have them in the book too. The beautiful women that I had these children. I may not be with them today, but they do know that I recognize them for who they are. Because I even wrote it. I said, thanks. I said in the book, I thank all these great women for bringing our children through them. Love and respect to you all. I put it in my book to remind me. Content disclaimer. The views, comments, and opinions expressed by guest speakers or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teachers, scholarship, education, and research. For fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringed.
Did you ever wonder if your birth date holds information about your destiny? Why you keep seeing the same number or several numbers?
Welcome to Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated. I am your host, King Simon. Numbers are not here to control you, they're here to give you guidance. It's time for you to be able to read the numbers. Hey family, it's King Simon, the founder of Numerovation. Remember, if you want to book a session with me and get a Numerovation consultation, all you have to do is text me your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. And if you want any of my books, go to Linktree/King Simon the Numerovator. That's King Simon the Numerovator. And your books are available on Amazon. Remember, I'm the El Numero Uno, the Numerovator himself. And if you want to book a session, all you have to do is text me. Make sure you get my books on Amazon. I love you. Peace.
Some people think that this esoteric knowledge is for the rich and the powerful, when in actuality, the so-called 85% has a spark in them that if it is sparked through numerology, astrology, motivation, whatever, it will raise them up from an 85%, maybe to a 10%, and eventually they become the 5%. Or prosperous righteous teachers. You gotta understand that this knowledge is not just for one class of people. We gotta get out of the class